Aries, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. Those of you that know me, welcome back. And for those of you that are new here, a big warm welcome. So this is all about December, guys. This is your first 2 weeks of December. And then obviously mid-month, I'll do one reading which will lead you up to Christmas and New Year's Eve. So Aries, how are you? Thank you for all of those Aries out there that are listening right now that have subscribed. It means the world to me. You are great viewers of this channel, and it just makes it all worthwhile for me. Not in a financial sense. Moreover, you know, I love your comments. I love Aries people. You know, I get on great with them, and you know, they've had a bit of a tough time. So hopefully today is going to be a little bit better for the month of December 2024, guys. Right, I think that's about done. So all these cards here, they're all shuffled with you in mind, Aries. It's not just some random cards that I pick. It's an integral part of what I do here on Modern Tarot. So, you know, I spend some time before I prepare this video to get it all set up for you guys. So they're shuffled with you in mind, if that makes sense. It's not staged, Aries. Right? We don't do disingenuous on this channel. Right, center of your reading. Aries, brilliant. Judging by your last few months, you're letting go of disappointments, okay? This is in the center of your reading, all right? Okay, all right, we're healing, Aries, okay? And we know it's a challenge. It takes time to heal. You're kind of like looking hopeful in December. But, you know, let's talk about healing here first, because I don't want to dwell too much on your past, because I know it's been shit. So we're going to focus on the good stuff, Aries. So, you know, it's a challenge to heal. It takes time, and everybody, you know, goes about it differently, and everybody, you know, they work at their own speed. So be patient with yourself. Don't let anyone say, oh, you should be over that by now. It's all bullshit. All right. Work at your own speed, Aries, and do everything you can to heal. All right. Throughout December. Yeah. Look, you know, you have become very decisive, and this was who was coming towards you. I don't know whether you've checked out that reading, but it was kind of like, you know, anti-bullshit, the Queen of Swords. It really is about being honest with yourself, like speaking up to yourself in, you know, when you get into the front of the mirror and you go, come on, you've got this shit. It's that kind of energy where you're going, you know what, no more disappointments. You know, I'm in control here. Nobody can change my state, only me. It's good, Aries. In the recent past, all right, yeah, you've done some reflection. You were accountable, probably some self-accountability there. It's a beautiful card, the Hermit, you know, and it's, you know, it's one of looking inside. Where have I been? What have I seen? What have I done? What's out there? It's introspection. It's a self-accountability, which is all part of self-love. Okay, your focus, Aries, is brilliant. You know, holding on, holding back, all right, being discerning, holding on to what you've got. And this came out in the end of November reading, so this is spilling out into this month. Your focus is holding on to your sanity, and you are not giving it away to anybody, Aries, throughout December. Okay, what you don't see coming towards you, strategy, Seven of Swords here. That could be a very negative card if it's spun in the wrong way or surrounded by the other cards. But this is one of strategy. I think you're strategizing now. Been there, seen it, done it. How can I go about things differently? Or how can I attract different people? Which is all part of, you know, the Hermit in the recent past, you know, introspection. What am I doing to attract these kind of people, places, situations into my life? So we have to look at ourselves, right? It's all part of manifestation. Okay, your energetic field, all right? You're not about reuniting with anybody, all right? If this is a love reading for you guys, you're not about reuniting. It's just not on there. You're decisive. You're holding back, holding on to whatever you've retained, especially your sanity, you know, your emotional well-being with the star here. You know, I know it's a challenge and it takes time to heal. We all know that, guys, right? But it seems like you're strategizing, you know, how can I foster even more self-love? So, you know, your energetic field is you might not even be that sociable. Does that make sense? Like your healing might be so important to you that you're like, you know what, I'm focused on me right now. I'm not going to people please. There's something cooking in Aries' kitchen, and it ain't codependent pie. So, you know, you are, I think it's not people pleasing. You know, it's like when people phone you up and go, hey, Aries, are you coming out tomorrow night? Or, hey, Aries, we're having a little get together. You know, you might go inside with the Hermit and go, you know what, do I really want to go? or am I going just to be sociable or to please people? Does that make sense? So it seems like Aries throughout December, I know it's the festive season, guys, but it seems to me that you are self-driven, self-focused on healing and ready to start the new year, like in a completely different way, Aries. It's great. All right, outside influences. Made some bad calls in the past, some bad judgments. Judgments are major life decisions. And it's almost like, even though you haven't really closed out, with judgment in reversed here, some things that might have been lingering for the last few months, some of you it could be a year or so, even more. It's almost like, even though I haven't come to the end and I'm not fully decided of my direction and the internal changes that I'm going to make, you know what? Doesn't matter, I'm not going to be people pleasing and going out socializing, spending my resources and stuff, to please other people. Sounds selfish, but it's not. It's healthy selfishness, right? All right. In your fears, you do wonder whether you're ever going to find balance. Aries, I mean, let's face it, no bullshit here on Modern Tarot, and very often when we've gone through tough times, we dealt with difficult situations, difficult people that have kind of like affected our state. We wonder whether we'll ever find balance again. And for some of us, it's like, was I ever balanced? If I was attracting certain kinds of characters, people, places, and things into my life, was I ever truly in balance? And this is kind of like where you are, end of the year going into the new year. Aries, it's brilliant. Yeah, look, the outcome, no drama, no fights. It really is the center of your reading, getting over disappointments, leaving it in the rearview mirror, coming into like the middle and the end of December. It's kind of like, I have no time for it. Aries, I'm liking this. You guys, I'm telling you, you're going through some major changes. You won't recognize yourselves, I don't think, Aries. Okay, yeah, look, the center of your reading, leaving disappointments behind, you were unhappy, Aries. Let's face it. I mean, and it's not that you were placing your happiness in the hands of other people. It was like, I think people just brought you down. People, places, and things just brought you down, and you've no time for it. Hence, it's almost like hell is other people. Love them and hate them, with or without you, you too. But it's almost like, no time for other people and their crap, Healing, all right? So why is that a little bit of a challenge? I mean, we already know the answer to the cards, right? Yeah, it's a struggle to heal from betrayals and to get out of that feeling of, being betrayed. It's like we carry it around energetically with us, right? And it is a challenge, let's be honest with ourselves. Self-accountability here with the Hermit, right? Okay, but, the reason why it's all happening, Queen of Swords. Tell me more. Why is the Queen of Swords here for Aries? Aries, judgments come out twice in your reading. And it's almost like affecting this whole reading was, maybe poor judgment on your part, or you being misjudged by other people, thinking they could walk all over you, take you advantage, make you an option, not a choice. And it's kind of like poor judgment on their behalf. It's kind of like you feel sorry for their misguided opinion of you, Does that make sense? But the reason why it's all happening, super decisive and making major life decisions here, like final call, last orders at the bar here with judgment in the upright and the Queen of Swords. It's great. Aries is brilliant. So look, in the recent past, the Hermit. I'm not going to go into the past for you guys. We know what that's about, Aries, judging by the last few months of your readings. Maybe enough introspection now and, okay. You were hanging on, all right? This is your focus throughout, the first couple of weeks of December. I mean, it could spill out into the new year, right? But because I'm going to come back and do another reading mid-month just to check in on you guys. But you're holding on to your happiness with the Sun here. You're holding on to your own clarity, okay? Some of you are holding back because there was no clarity, all right? But you are holding back, holding on to what you've retained, all right, Aries, because that brings you happiness. Does that make sense? It's your focus, your own happiness. And it's kind of like you're doing it all. You know, like we have self-made millionaires. You're going to be a self-made happy person. Does that make sense? You're not relying on anyone to give it to you, Aries. Which is naivety, right? When we expect the other person to make us happy, they can't, you know? What you don't see coming towards you, Seven of Swords, tell me more. Okay, what you don't see coming towards you, Aries, it might be a little bit of a surprise. Somebody might want to bring a little bit of drama to your life. And it's coupled with the Seven of Swords. You know, this might be a little bit of manipulation. Some people might not like the new change in you. And it's almost like they want to kind of ruffle your feathers a little bit. And it's almost like a form of manipulation just to see where you stand and how far you've come. Does that make sense? This could be people coming back from the past, you know, strategizing and being a little bit sneaky, trying to pull you back into some kind of a drama, which you've made a decision to cut it out here, Aries. Just watch out for that, you know? You've got no time for it. Your energetic field, Three of Cups, right? In reverse. And again, you know, so Aries, sometimes, you know, cards just make me laugh. But basically, all right, we had the Three of Cups in reverse, your energetic field. So you might have bouts of being very social. Yeah, happy to meet you down the road. Let's go for a meal. Let's go for a drink, glass of wine, whatever. Reuniting with family and friends and all that. And then you're going to have times when you don't want to do it. Because now you've been introspective. You've realized in the past areas where you've given too much to other people and depleted yourself. Does that make sense? So it's almost like you're going to be sociable and then you're going to pull back and recharge your batteries. Does that make sense? It's almost like how introverted people live their lives. You know, they soak up the energy of other people, whereas extroverts, they thrive off the energy of other people. Does that make sense? And it's almost always, you know, it's part of the hermit. It's realizing where I've done too much, where I've exerted too much energy. I'm holding on now to my sanity and my energy and my money, you know, my resources, emotional, physical, you know, monetary. And it's almost like you're wising up that you're going to give, you're going to reunite, but you're going to pull back and you're going to focus on your healing. And nobody needs to know about it. Does that make sense? It's like your private little project. And what a great project it is, Aries, right? So, judgment in reverse is the outside influences. And do you remember I was saying that could be like you know, misjudging people, people misjudging you. Yeah, you know, it's almost like outside of this, which is affecting the whole reading, guys. It's almost like poor judgment on your behalf. You know, people weren't working with you. And nothing went in your favor, you know? It was almost like you might have been guilty, Aries, of, you know, it came up in your other reading, right? Putting people, doesn't have to be romantic. It could be work, it could be anything, right? But it's kind of like you've given up projecting onto people your own way of being. Does that make sense? It's almost like if you put the work in, Aries, and you guys are intelligent, and you know you'll do the research, you'll put the work into things, all right? You know, and it's almost like, you know, people aren't putting the same work in, and you know the wheel's not turning. It's like it's time for change. Where I've been, what I've seen, what I've done, who I've met. It's like I've looked at all this now, and I've no time for it. You know. So it's almost like, you know, back to being decisive and being judgmental of people as well, Aries. It's okay to be judgmental. If you're coming from a good place, you know, you're not judging them because you're above them. You're judging them, that's not right for me. Does that make sense? So you're not judging them as bad people. Your judgment is, been there with that kind of person, been to those kind of social events, not really for me anymore. So you're judgmental, but they're judgments in line with what makes you happy, because that's your focus, right? Making yourself happy, and no one is going to do it for us, Aries, are they? Outcome is the Five of Swords in reverse. This is only for the first 2 weeks of December, guys, which is no time. Yeah, look, you know what? you become even more attractive to people, Aries, by not being pulled into drama. You've no time for it, you know? It's almost like the kitchen is closed, you know? Help yourselves. Does that make sense? So it's like you become so much more attractive by not getting involved in anyone that will try, all right, to test your newfound sense of self-love, which comes with boundaries, Aries. And they're going to be a little bit sneaky about it. It's almost like, let me push her or him. Let's see how far they really have grown, you know? And it's almost like you're going to become more attractive, okay? The moment you let go of anyone's gossip, anyone's drama, and any fighting and just childish bullshit. Does that make sense? For some of you, there might be a fire sign, okay, that might be instrumental in the next couple of weeks here. It's someone that doesn't like drama. They're attractive, all right, so watch out for that. I might clarify that in a second. But Aries, it looks great. Again, it's all about self-healing, self-work for you guys, you know, and that sounds tiresome. It doesn't have to be. It can be real fun. So what I want to do now is I'm going to take some cards, right? These are just advice for you. Sign. This card brings you the validation you've been seeking. This is a sign to take action on whatever it is you have been contemplating. All right, remember, you're in the recent past. What was you contemplating, Aries? Was it, why do I keep meeting the same people in different bodies? All right, attachment style. We spoke about that in your previous reading. You know, I think it was avoidant personality types that you kept attracting, Aries, which we have to be self-reflective then and look at ourselves and go, well, maybe I have an anxious attachment style. So the anxious attachment will always meet an avoidant, you know, unless you're in the hermit and you go, no, I'm not doing anxious anymore, you know, you're more free and breezy, you know, this is your focus, right? To be happy without people, which makes you more attractive. And it's almost like no drama, no arguments. Hey, I'm just doing me. And you become more attractive, all right? So whatever it is, you know, the signs are there, Aries. This card might actually mean that, you know what, you're going to start to see some outside changes from your internal work. Does that make sense? Okay, what have we got here? Honesty. I'm going to take another one of those. And throat chakra. Yeah, look, Aries, this is about speaking up. This is the color blue. Might be significant to you, sorry. All right, truth, transparency, sincerity, communication. Self-talk, Aries, transparency. Who am I? Where have I been? Where have I let myself down? And also, just transparent with people. No time for bullshit, you know. Get the fuck out of Aries' kitchen, you know. Codependent pie isn't on the menu. Does that make sense? And then we got, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest love of all. But firstly to yourself, Aries, all right? But it is safe for you to start again in love, but becoming the high priest, being the high priestess, like in your previous reading, you know? You expose yourself to me. I don't need you. Does that make sense? All right, okay, if music, guys, I Want to Break Free by Queen. I'm not a great fan of Queen personally. But the title of this song might mean something to you. The band, you might like the band Queen. The lyrics might mean something to you, but that's a song for you throughout, you know, the first couple of weeks of December. Okay, when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. And that is, you know, Aries, it's all about self-love, you know, focusing on your happiness. You will become much more attractive with the King of Wands here, male or female, because you're letting go of just drama and, you know, bullshit, basically. Easy going at times, all right? So again, back to, you know, your energetic field. You're going to be easy breezy, a little bit sociable, and then you're going to learn to pull your energy back and have some quiet moments to recharge your batteries. Because if you're doing loads of Three of Cups and out there celebrating, where's your self-healing going? You know, it's not being worked on, is it? And it seems like you've made great progress in the last, especially in the last month. I've noticed your readings have got better and better. So easy going at times, you know, remember to take it easy and just chill out and have fun. What do I want to do now? I want to take one of these as a final message for Aries. There you go, that's the one, Aries. I follow you on social media, all right? Just watch out, you know, there might be people there that are watching you on social media. You be careful what you post, Aries. You know, very often if we post the wrong kind of material, we're attracting the wrong kind of people. And, you know, back to these two cards here. What are you posting? You know, are you posting stuff that is against your morals and values, you know, to get attention? Or are you posting stuff where people see the change? Does that make sense? But it seems like some people are checking you out on social media, whatever that means to you. Look, for some of you, it might be this King of Wands, who knows? It doesn't have to be sinister, guys. You know, some people might just, know a little bit about you and go, let me find out a little bit more about her or him. Does that make sense? It's not always stalking and stuff like that. I think that's about it. I want to take one more of these. Final message for you, Aries. Coincidences. So look out for coincidences. Take note of the coincidences which are occurring around you right now. The universe is trying to have its say in your life, Aries. So watch out for signs. You had signs, symbols, all those kind of things. You know, when you're trying to manifest something, or you're thinking, oh, I'm going to buy that new car or whatever, and then suddenly you see them everywhere. You know, they're all signs. The signs are all around us. So Aries, listen, have an amazing 2 weeks. It looks great. It looks like, still self-work is your focus. Hell is other people for now. I might socialize a little bit, but I'm going to pull back my energy because my self-work and healing is really important to me. All right. And that's not about, sitting around moping, is it? And missing the past and missing people and playing Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Do you know what I mean? Self-work is you could sit there meditating, listening to chill out music. You could be journaling. You could be walking in nature, but it's almost like you're going to have a little bit of socializing and pulling back because you realize in order to have balance, I need to give to myself as well as give to others. Does that make sense? So you have to fill your own cup. So it seems like continuation of the last 2 weeks of last month, and no time for drama, bullshit, and assholes. So Aries, take it easy. Have an amazing first 2 weeks of December, and I'll see you back here mid-month. Look after yourselves. Bye now.